What's up, man? So what was
Eric, how is my West Coast Back to the Future brother, man? You're tearing it up on Instagram right now. You're like
tearing
the
up?
source, man.
Thank you so much, man. Look at this collection.
Yes, yes. Well, this is my desk. So
Is this your office?
yes, this is my home office. So I'm just gonna here you go. I'm just giving you a little taste here.
You go back to that really quick? Was that
Yes, I
a
can.
picture on a postcard?
Yes. Well, let me see here. This is when I first met Michael J.
And when was this?
I first met Michael J in 2009. So check this out.
Oh, that's so cool.
Now, this would have been one of those I grabbed from Universal Studios Florida back in the day that I just had forever.
Yeah, that's
Like,
awesome,
is
dude.
that beautiful?
That's so cool.
It's beautiful, isn't it? So I have to keep it, you know,
Yeah.
somewhat protected. Now up here, Michael J. Can you see that, Eric?
Yeah, so he signed the car.
Yeah, Michael J. signed the hood. And
And when
that's
was that? Was that the same?
Bob Gale. Yes, and that would have been he signed that I think in 2010.
That's so cool.
He was in
That's
Tampa
just
at a
classic.
golf tournament. This is a laser disc signed by Bob Gale. This is signed by Drew.
No way.
Yeah, and that's sweet. That encompasses all three.
Yeah, that's a
I
really
mean, when you talk about a movie poster that changes your life,
seriously.
you know, there's me and Leah,
No way.
and me and Michael J, my hero,
With the
and
family too.
of course Tom Wilson. He's amazing. I first met Tom in '02.
I've barely met Tom. I've seen him before, but I haven't really met him.
Yeah, and he's buds with my good buddy Adam the Woo. They're friends.
That's right. That is right. He just came out with a YouTube video a couple days ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love these. Right, I think Eric. I think you and I collaborated on a post. I love these guys because
Yeah.
takes me back. Now, see, Eric, I was 9 in '89. I was there, when the hype from Back to the Future 2. I mean, it was so huge.
Dude, what a
So
time to be
yeah.
alive.
Now,
Is that
Eric, that was a movie theater button right there.
so did you see the three movies in theaters?
Sure did, man.
Really?
Saw part two twice. It was so. I mean, I don't think I anticipated anything more in my life than seeing Back to the Future 2, man. Because Eric, we shared that post about the to be continued.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, and I guess for you too. I mean, that was powerful. Watch that to be continued as a kid because it's like, oh my gosh, what's happening next? I'd watch all the credits, man.
Do you remember the movie theater's reaction to when it was over?
Clapping, cheers. I mean, it was just like people's lives were changed, man. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like such an event experience. But I stood in line for Back to the Future too.
And you saw it like within the first, we'll call it 30 days of it hitting theaters?
Back to the Future 2, I was there opening weekend, maybe opening night.
Wow.
I was at Pizza Hut getting the solar shade same
No
weekend.
way.
Oh yeah, man.
Do you have
Yes, it
photos?
was a major event in my life. I mean, I was 9. I mean, that's what every 9-year-old kid was there for Back to the Future 2. And Eric, NBC, I think on a Thursday night, they had some tie-in. It was here's Family Ties, and then we're going to play Back to the Future 1 as we're preparing for Back to the Future 2. I mean, it was a big, big deal. I mean, nationwide, worldwide, big, big, big deal.
I mean, it's still talked about, 35, 40 years
Yes,
later. So
the
it's
height
like,
in '89, Eric. What a
yeah,
year!
I know.
And for that to be the year to end the '80s on, you're ending it on Back to the Future 2, and you're ending it on Batman, you're ending it on Ghostbusters 2, Cry to Get 3. I mean, '89 was just an insane, year. I'll show you some of this here. This is a sealed Secret of My Success
That's cool. How long do
vinyl.
you have that one?
I grabbed this a couple years ago because I'm always thrifting and always looking, love record shops, love looking through laser discs. Here's a laser disc, Michael J. This was a big, big movie in the '80s, Eric. It's still,
I've seen that movie.
yeah, but yes, but I mean, huge in the '80s. I mean, I was saying, Eric, before we started, I grew up on Michael J. So I was there during his meteoric rise in the '80s. So I was with him. I was an Alex P. Keaton fan even before Back to the Future. So I love Family Ties. I mean, Back to the Future, what a game changer. That was a life changer.
Oh,
And
can't
then it was
man.
anything. It was like after Back to the Future and Teen Wolf. Now,
Yeah,
now
didn't
Teen
you?
Wolf wasn't my other favorite movie.
It was filmed a few months
Yes,
before and came out a few
that's
months after it.
that is
And
correct.
on the same street too, which is kind of cool.
Yes, yeah, and
Yeah.
the story of Michael J. saying, "Man, I wish he's filming Teen Wolf. Seeing them film Back to the Future, it's like, man, I wish I was involved in that.
Yeah.
But I love Teen Wolf, so it was like after Back to the Future and Teen Wolf, and what a summer '85, of course, coming up on the 40th anniversary.
Right?
I was
It's
like, after
insane.
that, it was like anything Michael J. is in, I'm watching.
Seriously.
Anything Michael J. is in, and of course, he'd follow up Teen Wolf with The Secret of My Success, huge hit. And huge. I mean, I remember seeing it in the theater, going to the video store, the poster was so iconic. And I
Doc
remember
Hollywood came out like 5 years later.
love Doc Hollywood. I love Doc Hollywood filmed just
Yeah.
2 hours. And then Adam and I did a video on that years ago. But I
Oh
remember
yeah. Is that
crying.
North Carolina? Let me turn this off.
Doc Hollywood was filmed in Micanopy, Florida.
Florida. And I know you're in Florida, but what part?
I'm in Winter Haven.
Winter Haven.
Yes. So
What
I
is that
was,
next to? Are you near like Tampa? Are
I
you
am 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm between Orlando and Tampa.
you're right
So
in between both of them.
yes. So see
Got it.
here, get the camera back. Yeah. So I grew up in Winter Haven. So I grew up in Winter Haven.
Howard the Duck right there too. That's cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a little taste of everything here.
Hey, yeah. What
Growing up,
a man.
growing up in Winter Haven, I was in. I had Cypress Gardens, so I was at Cypress Gardens all the time.
Okay.
And here we go.
There you are. Look at that shirt, man.
Thank you, man.
Look at
So
that at all.
thank you.
Look
Yes,
at my walls. I'm completely empty.
that's all good.
Yeah, I need to get
So
that up.
growing up in Winter Haven, I always had. Sorry, man. I always had. There's always something to do. We had Cypress Gardens. Now in the '80s, we had Circus World, like right down the road on Highway 27. So Circus World is famous because Michael Jackson would go there all the
Is it
time.
still there?
No,
No.
it was Circus World, and then it was Boardwalk and Baseball,
Okay.
and that was defunct. Now it's a shopping center,
Huh.
but right down the road was Disney. So from where I lived, I went down Highway 27, and then
Disney
I'm at
World.
Boardwalk and Baseball or Circus World in the '80s. And I
Okay.
have pictures too, Eric. I can send you.
Yeah.
And then Disney was right down the road. So when I think we're talking about, are we talking about Nickelodeon, kind of, sort of?
Nickelodeon? That's
We're talking,
Universal.
yeah. Well, I had that Nickelodeon
Oh yeah, you
post.
did Keenan and
Yeah, I
Peanut
can
After
build
that.
to that because
That's right. You
at
got
the
invited there. You were in high school?
yes, and it's funny, Eric, because growing up here in Central Florida in the '80s and '90s, we're just immersed in like theme parks and
Yeah.
Disney, and of course I was at Universal. It opened in '90 in Florida, and I was there in '91, my first time, and it was amazing. And
And did
and
they
at the
have back? I know. So Back to the Future, the ride opened in '91 in LA.
yes,
What
yes, and
about
I wrote it. I wrote it in
they opened?
'91 in Florida.
So they opened the same time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, that's
I
cool.
want to say Universal in Orlando opened in maybe '90, but I don't think Back to the Future the ride was ready until '91,
Gotcha.
which is probably why I went in '91.
I've never been to Orlando.
What?
You know, I've never been to Disney World or Universal. I've been
Eric,
at,
man, we got a
I've
place
been
to stay. You got a
thank
place to
you,
stay,
man.
man.
I've been to
You can have this
Jacksonville.
room right here.
Dude, that's like that's heaven for me right there. Yeah, that's all I could
Uh,
ask for.
yeah, man. Matter of fact, you can have the whole
Yeah.
upstairs. You can have the whole upstairs.
Oh, so you have like a full setup.
You can have the whole upstairs, man. It's
That's so
yours.
cool, dude. Look at
Here we
that.
go. You might
Casino Land.
appreciate.
I just went to the house recently for the first time.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, you got big things going on right now, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Look
You
at
have big things going on, man.
yeah, working on a bunch more.
Every time I'm on your Instagram, you're with another actor or cast member, or you're in the DeLorean or you're at a location. It's like, man, I want to be out there with you.
Bro, when are you coming out? I know you were in San Diego, I don't know, last
Yes,
summer maybe.
yes. I
Do you
know,
go?
man. If there was ever a time to be out there, it would be this summer.
Well, next month.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
for the 40th.
Well, are they doing this at Orlando too, the Fan Fest?
Something is happening. They're doing something. What? I'm not 1,000. I got to get all the details on.
Got it. But you don't
But
have the
I was gonna say, Eric. Here's
with
light of day. I
that.
love this. That's the laser disc, by the way.
That's your profile picture.
That's right. And
Yeah,
I love that shot. But
right?
yeah, I don't think this movie. I don't think it's on DVD or streaming.
Dude, you know what? I've actually never seen it.
Yeah, it's great.
Isn't that crazy?
It is great.
It's hard to come by.
Believe it or not, this is a Blu-ray set, and it's like,
I've never seen that before.
isn't that awesome?
What year is that from? Does it have like a date on it?
This is probably like 10 years ago or so,
Oh, okay.
and it's a Blu-ray. I, I think it's like the Blu-ray and the soundtrack, like all in one, or maybe it's like a record. Oh, excuse me. This is the sound. This is the soundtrack. That's vinyl. There, Eric. This is a Blu-ray.
Never seen that either.
Is that the sweetest cover?
Is that 2010?
Yeah, this is from a while back. Is
Yeah,
that great? That's amazing, isn't it?
I would frame that.
Yes. Yeah, I should. Yeah, I mean, growing up in the 80s, I emulated Michael J. And
We're still doing it now,
yeah, yeah, I mean, I have pictures of me like little Alex P. Keaton.
right? What?
And I mean, I loved him so much. Watch Back to the Future daily. Teen Wolf cartoon,
That's
and
cartoon as well.
yes, which
Yeah.
is streaming, I believe. The Teen Wolf cartoon is streaming.
Oh, is it? Is it on Netflix?
Man, maybe Roku
Okay.
channel or something.
Got it. Got it.
So,
You can watch YouTube these days,
yeah, yes, yes.
or
Me too.
you know,
Me
or
too.
movies.
I just anything with Michael J. Fox. I remember being so sad I couldn't see Bright Lights, Big City because when it came out in '88, I was 8 years old. It was rated R. It's like I
Oh
gotta
yeah,
see it. I gotta see it.
had
Um,
a couple years.
yes, and I
Yeah.
remember thinking Casualties of War looked really scary. I wouldn't see that until probably high school, but I love it,
Right.
love it. But we were talking growing up Michael J. and growing up seeing, Back to the Future 2, it was such a big deal, such an event movie. Seeing that theater, and then I would also see Back to the Future 3 in the theater, and I loved it. I love 3.
People hate on it, but I really
I don't
enjoy
get
it.
it. Yeah, I love 3. I loved it since the first day I saw it in the theater, summer
Seriously.
1990.
Yeah.
So that's 35 years right there. 1990 was a great year. Your year too.
Yeah. Are you going up to what was I gonna say? Up to what is it called? Back to 1885?
I've heard a little bit about it.
Have you done that before?
I feel like I need to.
Because that's in Sonora, like Northern California. And
Oh
every
wow.
year I've just been like, "Ah, should I get in the car and do it? Because it's like a 6 hour drive for me. And I'm always just like, maybe next year. But this is the year to do it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of milestones
Yeah, man.
this year for 80, for 85, for 90, for 95.
Yeah,
I mean,
35 and
yeah.
it's
And
wild.
Eric, the 80s and 90s will be celebrated forever
Totally.
because quality never expires, and the quality we got out of the 80s and 90s just unprecedented. Especially if you look at like 84 to 94, those were the golden years right there.
84 and 94 were like the best years for movies to come out.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But
They just
I
don't make
wanted to
movies
tell.
like that anymore.
Yes, it was so special. It was so special going to the movies. It was
Yeah.
going to the movie theater was just like was a big deal. I mean, you're
Totally.
going to see posters. You don't because back then you didn't know anything. You didn't. You're seeing posters for the first time. You're seeing teaser posters and
Yeah. Totally. And
all this stuff.
it was just more fun. Look at that. That's funny. Who made that?
Yeah, I have friends at work do that for me.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, dude, crazy things are going. So I'm gonna try and make that. You know who Bobby Bennett is?
That name rings a bell.
That's his stunt double.
Oh yes, yes.
He lives up there and he's like putting it on, I think with Jeffrey Wiseman as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I've met Jeffrey. I think we're Facebook friends. He's a really nice guy.
Oh, he's a character. Who was
Yeah.
you met?
Yeah, I've met Crispin too.
You've met Crispin.
Yeah, had a really good experience with Crispin actually.
When and where did you meet Crispin?
Me and some friends, we actually flew to Chicago to meet him. He was doing his tour with his movies, and he was actually really super cool. The thing was, he he came out, talked about his movies, and then we had to watch them. We had to watch, have to watch his movies,
Sure.
which I don't know, Eric, if you know about Crispin's movies, but that can be a little hard to stomach.
Um,
Do you know anything about Crispin's movies?
I know he did Charlie's Angels.
Well, yes, but these are movies that he made.
Yeah, and then he also did Like Mike, the basketball movie.
Yes,
I like
yes,
that. I
yes,
like those.
yes,
But
but yes, but
I've
these
never watched
movies,
his. I've seen some trailers for it. There's one with some like car exploding. I saw like a few years ago. I never watched it, but yeah,
these movies, Eric, he made. Like he wrote them, he directed them, he put the cast together, and they're a little hard to watch.
got it.
But
Definitely.
anyways, after sitting through those movies and meeting Crispin, he was actually so nice. When we told him we were all the way from Florida, he was blown away by that. He signed all of our stuff, and then he asked if we wanted to hang out.
Really?
But it was like already, it was like 1 or 2 in the morning.
He's like, you want to go grab a drink or something?
Yeah, and I imagine Crispin's probably a night owl.
I could
And
see him one of those
for
guys who
some, for
stays up
some,
all night and like sleeps during the day. I
yeah,
could,
it might be scary hanging out with Chris.
yeah.
I regret that we didn't, but we
You're
turned it
tired.
down. We turned him down. Which
Yeah.
how stupid is that?
Maybe you're
But
a little worried.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
But
it's funny.
he was great. He was I had a really good experience at Crispin. He was really super cool. It's been my goal, Eric, to meet as many of the cast from Michael J. Christopher Lloyd. Met Christopher Lloyd several times.
So you
He's
met
always
Michael, Crispin, Christopher Lloyd.
yeah
Who else have you met?
um,
Leah, Tom,
yeah yes
uh,
um,
Jeffrey.
yes Mary Steenburgen.
I've never met her. That's really cool.
She's lovely and married to Ted Danson, I believe.
Who?
I think she's married to Ted Danson.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I think.
Married to someone.
Yeah, I haven't met.
Did you see she just did a podcast with Dick Van Dyke
Oh, cool.
like a few months ago? That was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, she's been tons of movies. She's really pretty
Yeah.
legendary herself. Of course, she's great as Clara.
Right? Have you met Elizabeth?
Chew.
Yeah.
Yeah, this year, man, she was amazing.
She seems pretty sweet.
I never think of her though. You know, of course, she's in Back to the Future 2 and 3. She's Jennifer, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I always associate her with Karate Kid or Adventures in Babysitting. By the way, let me see her. This is her autograph right here, Eric. She has a nice, beautiful signature. Can you see
That's
that?
so cool. Yeah.
That's sweet. She was amazing.
That is incredible.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Oh, I think I remember I saw you posted that recently.
Yeah, MegaCon in Orlando.
Yeah.
I
There,
have so much little Back to the Future stuff like all tucked in all over here.
is that Rocky Balboa too?
Got a little bit. Oh yes. This whole thing. Yeah, this is all. This was a promotional thing when Rocky Balboa came out in '06.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I still have stuff from MegaCon I'm putting away. This Dolph signed this. How cool is that?
Dude.
Right there.
Yeah.
A
Games.
little bit of everything, man. A little bit of everything.
One
Yeah, I
of the
love the
coolest
flies.
collections I've seen.
Yeah, back in the day, Eric, you probably know growing up in the '90s, but when a movie came out, every movie would have a book.
Yeah. And then they would have like toys at like McDonald's.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It'd have a soundtrack.
Yeah.
You know, you get the movie book, you get the soundtrack. You know, because this was before all the merchandising bonanza that we have now.
Yeah, that's true. What is that? What's that red book?
That's Back to the Future Part 3 movie tie-in. That's thanks to my other retro brother, Dewey Sean. He's tearing it up right now. He's got some videos on Facebook that are going really big, like millions and millions of views. And
That's
he's an awesome dude. You should follow him,
what's
Eric.
his name again?
Dewey Sean.
Dewey Sean.
Yes, he would love you. You would love him.
Dewey Sean.
Yes, he's one of us.
Okay. How long have you been going by Robbie Retro?
Yeah, probably 10 years or so. I I
Did
was
you
always
have a name,
Rob.
or did someone else call you that?
Yeah, people were calling. The thing about me, Eric, is I've always been retro. Like even in the '90s, when no one really cared about Back to the Future and the Karate Kid, I was still like even in high
Fun
school.
about.
I was still like when I was in TV productions in high school, all my short movies, and I was fortunate enough to be a high school, TV star back in the day. But all my short videos pre YouTube were all Back to the Future, the Karate Kid. Those were always the themes, even though at that time, no one was really that into Back to the Future or the Karate Kid at the time.
Isn't that bizarre?
I know, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's funny because even in the 2000s, Eric, I would go into a record shop and they had any like vinyl soundtrack you could think of, Teen Wolf,
Yeah,
Back to the Future, The Karate Kid. You can get it at a relatively low price. Now you can't
totally.
find any of that. You
No one.
could never find Back to the Future merchandise outside of Universal Studios. You know,
Yeah,
even getting a shirt was like Mission Impossible. You wouldn't even find anything Back to the Future. And now, thanks to Stephen Clark, I think who really brought it back big time in the mid 2000s. Now there's Back to the Future everywhere.
yeah. Like Amazon has a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I think even Walmart. You go to Walmart, you go to Target, you'll see Back to the Future stuff.
I've seen a couple cars in there, but that's about it. Like in Walmart, but
Yeah, but they're right. But even right, but there's a time where if you found a Back to the Future car, that was special. If you found anything Back to the Future, it's like, oh
yeah,
my gosh, I got to get it.
yeah. It was mainly kind of like like Star Wars kind of never left, and it was kind of just yeah, it was
True.
forgotten about, and it came back. It probably came back around 2015. Is it-
Yeah, I was thinking that, and I think streaming has helped. Streaming's really helped, and I think social media has really helped, and Stephen Clark's website's really helped.
Social media,
But
sure.
but I mean, even in the '80s, Eric, there wasn't a lot of Back to the Future merchandise, even when it was huge.
But it's just getting bigger and bigger.
That's the truth, and that's one thing I tell my buddies is like '85 is the birth. It was the birth year. Like it was born in '85, but it's going to go on and it's going to have a very long. It's
Gonna
probably
go
going to go on.
on.
It's
Yeah,
going right. It's going to go on and on and on and on and on and
gonna
on.
live past us. So it's
That's right.
yeah.
Like I keep saying, the quality never expires. If it's great, of course it's one of the best movies ever, if not the best movie of all time.
It's the best.
Yes, yes, but people will be discovering it for the first time. You'll have kids watching for the first time. Today even it's going to go on and on and on. It's going to live on forever. Back when movies were special, back when you would see this poster. I mean, think about like, I mean, I'm not saying there's no good posters today, Eric, but I mean,
You don't really see movie posters like new movie posters like hung up in people's rooms or homes or whatever. Or like even in
right,
like you
right,
see
new stuff,
Back to the
right,
Future, you see Jaws, you see Ghost
right,
Karate Kid, but you don't see
right.
anything that came out in the last 10 years. It's kind of like, you know.
Because it's like creating like a relationship, or it's like you're falling in love. You like love the movie. You want it. You want to be a part of it, or you want a part of it. In your home, because it has that much of an
Yeah.
impact. It's that special, to you.
I want to get a poster started what Adam the Woo has.
Yes,
Get every signature I can on it.
that's how Adam and I met. Was before he was even doing YouTube. Adam and I and another friend, we were just hoping to meet Michael J. Fox for that first time in Tampa back in 2009.
That
When
was probably like right when he started. YouTube started in like '05.
Yeah, and I remember when YouTube first started, it was like, is this like people are uploading their home videos and stuff.
Coolest thing in the world, right?
I know. I was like, okay. But yeah, Adam is like he's like an innovator.
He
He's
really
a he's a game changer, man.
he really is. I've been watching Adam probably since about 2012. I haven't met him.
Oh, he's the
I haven't gotten to
greatest.
talk to him, but I've been watching him for whatever, 10 plus years. You feel like
Yes.
you know him. And it's weird. You meet him and I'm just like, I know everything about you. He's like, who are you? You know, it's kind of the same thing with
He is the
Michael.
greatest guy, and he's the biggest Back to the Future fan, and Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. I mean, we all are. But
Right. Yeah.
he's just done it all. Have you been to a lot of the filming locations?
Yes, I have. I've been out there. I've been in the house. I saw you were there recently.
Yeah, we pulled up there with like probably 8 DeLoreans, maybe. Yeah,
Man.
and 2 trucks.
So you have a relationship with the people that live there at the house?
I do. I have their phone number.
Ah,
Yeah.
and this that's amazing. And then
So I set that up. Yeah.
the story of the neighbors next door that were recording, right? If they were, I think maybe it was part three. So it must have been they were recording in like 89 or 90.
You see the in when he's in the Clint Eastwood costume. I've seen that
Yes.
video. Yeah, they're
Can you
like
imagine?
peeking in the
Oh,
window, like,
I'm just out here recording Michael J. Fox next door.
but she still lives there. Yeah.
Incredible.
That's the same owners for both houses, and they have been there since the 70s. Isn't that
Wow.
crazy?
Boy,
I
did
know.
they hit the jackpot or what?
I mean,
Of course,
yeah.
you have people probably in your front yard every day.
So they told me they get about 10 people a day, 10 different groups a day.
Yeah.
That would get old so fast for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just make that place like an Airbnb or something.
Yeah. Why? Absolutely. Are you kidding? It'd be through the roof.
Dude, I don't care the price point. I'd pay that to go stay there for a night. Are you kidding me?
I know. And I'm going to have, yeah. And I'm going to have that alarm clock that Marty had in his room.
Oh yeah, you would make it like identical to the house.
How cool would that be?
I know. I'm trying to get a deal cut out with the owner. I might have to pay him, but it's worth it to get the truck in the garage.
Ah,
Yeah,
4x4.
yeah.
Jennifer, taking Jennifer down the lake.
And I would love to get Claudia there.
Oh yeah, love her. I've seen you with her too.
Yeah, I've met her probably 5, 6, 7 times.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really great.
She has a shop. Have you ever been to her shop?
The Armani.
Yeah. Very expensive.
Yeah, right.
But
Uh, I think we did go by there when we were there years and years ago. But yeah, I've seen her a bunch, and sometimes she comes down here to the Celebration Car Show, which is happening this weekend in Orlando.
she's gonna be there.
Sometimes she goes because there's a big Back to the Future presence there. There has been in the past.
And Love Bug too. Herbie.
Yeah. All right. Yes. All yeah.
And I
All
was
there's
like, oh yeah, that's right. You were in that too.
yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Very good. Very very good, Eric.
Good the
I
game.
still
Yeah.
wish I wish Claudia would have been in 2 and 3. I wish they would have kept her.
I agree. You
You
know,
know.
something funny? I didn't even realize they switched for years.
I know,
I didn't
right?
notice
It's
that.
true. I think that's why I don't even think about Elizabeth Shue in
Yeah.
2 and 3 because she looks so much like Claudia from part one.
I just didn't even I knew about Crispin like right away, but I
Yeah.
didn't realize probably like till like 2010 I realized that they switched and I was just like, "Oh, really? I had no idea."
Yeah, I know. She really
Well,
kind of
like, yeah.
lose herself in that character to really kind of get that
Yeah,
Jennifer Part One vibe. She did amazing.
totally.
She did amazing.
Yeah.
So, Eric, I was gonna go back to that night, the Nickelodeon night, which is it's just crazy today because when I think back about it, I was talking to a friend about it last week, and just my memories of it are like a fever dream now. Like, did it really happen? Because this is '97. This is pre phones. This is pre anybody recording you and uploading it and going viral and everything else. But just in the '90s, we took for granted all that was happening in Orlando, because Orlando was supposed to be the next Hollywood. It was supposed to be a big major, Universal Studios, Disney MGM Studios, Eric, at the
Crazy.
time. Now it's Hollywood Studios, but it was supposed to be the next big or Hollywood.
Is it not?
No,
No.
no, I'd say probably outside of Atlanta has become the next Hollywood, but
Georgia is.
yes, yeah, big
Now
time.
Vegas is starting to. There, I guess they're doing
Yeah, yeah.
it there too.
But
That's
in the 90s, Eric,
yeah. That's
there
like they had
was
the
filming going
slime.
on.
They're doing the Nickelodeon like slime and all that. Like,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
It's like,
yeah.
yeah,
So, Nickelodeon, of course, huge in the 90s and special today. But yeah, they were recording stuff there. Now, Universal had filmed Psycho 3 was filmed at Universal, I think. Or I think The House, I think it was filmed in Orlando somewhere. But there
okay.
were series that were being filmed in Orlando using the Universal
Scissorhands.
Studios sound stages. I think Swamp Thing, the series, was filmed there. But
Edward Scissorhands.
yes, that right down the road from my
Yeah,
place. Yeah.
that's been on
Um,
my list to go next. If I'm in Florida,
dude, you,
I gotta
you,
go
you,
there.
yeah, and you know where you can stay, man.
I'll take you up on that.
Oh, absolutely. It'd be an
Yeah.
honor. Yeah. Continental breakfast, Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi.
Sign me up. Hey,
And then
man.
we'll do Back to the Future screening and everything.
Yeah.
Um, so in high school, when I was doing TV productions, so in the 90s, I was still, my personality was very Alex B. Keaton, but then I was also watching Living Color and Ace Ventura. So I was kind of like half Michael J, half Jim Carrey was kind of my
Yeah.
persona.
Dude, Jim Carrey's coming back.
Yeah, I mean, he was great in Sonic, man. I love him. I mean, he's right up there with Michael J for me.
Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Ace
Oh
Ventura,
yeah, well, and just like,
all those.
yes, and just like Eric, I had watched Family Ties and then went and saw Back to the Future, and then it was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah. Coolest guy in the world.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
absolutely, I want to be him.
Yeah.
In the 90s, I was watching it Living Color. I was watching it religiously on Sunday nights, and then I knew when I heard about Ace Ventura, I'm like, oh, Jim Carrey. I'm like, Jim Carrey's gonna be in a movie. And I told my dad, I was like, we've got to see this movie. It's gonna be amazing. And I remember going to the theater here in Winter Haven, Eric. There was a buzz about Ace Ventura because everybody loved him on Living Color.
Yeah.
And for Jim to be like the only white guy amongst all that amazing talent and to stand out, you knew Jim was special. And in Living Color, it's probably one of my all-time favorite shows. I love Jamie Foxx, David Allen Greer, Tommy Davidson, of course, Damon Wayans, who was, huge in the 90s, thanks to Living Color. But I knew Ace Ventura was going to be special. And sure enough, there was a jam-packed theater opening day for
Yeah.
Ace Ventura, jam-packed, and it was all colors, which was so great. It was all ages. Like I was like, man, I knew like this is going to be special because you're bringing in everybody for this.
Yeah.
And I mean, people rolling on the floor, Eric. I mean, just laughing. I mean, so hard. My dad dying. I'll never forget how hard he laughed watching Ace Ventura, and it brought everyone together. I mean, everybody's leaving the theater. We're walking out like Ace Ventura. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And it was just like Michael J with Back to the Future and Teen Wolf. I was like, man, anything with Jim Carrey, I'm watching.
Yeah,
And then that year would be
like
ginormous for him.
he hasn't made any flops, honestly.
And boy, right, he was on a streak there for a
Oh
long
yeah.
time.
But
I
then he
mean,
kind of just
sheesh, a
he kind of just
streak.
stopped.
And yeah, of course, I love Jim. And so, anyways, going to that night, it was my senior year of high school, Eric, and um, I was kind of in the TV production class. Our county, we had been recognized, and we won awards and all this other stuff. But basically, I was like half Michael J. Fox and half Jim Carrey, and half
Yeah.
doing little videos to to hang with cute girls and stuff, put them
Sure.
in the mood, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So thanks to all that, just at my high school, which was a new high school at the time, it had only been open for a couple of years. Thanks to this TV productions and the Jim Carrey, Michael J. Fox persona, everyone kind of knew who I was and this and that. So I wasn't arrogant, but I enjoyed everyone kind of knowing
You're
who
just
I
a
was.
compliment.
Whatever.
You're
But
making
anyway,
movies in the late 90s.
yes, right,
You
right.
have those?
I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking, people thought like I was going to go on and have this career, and I thought I was going to too, except it didn't work out that way. But that's okay because I've had this amazing life, and I'm a teacher, which I love being a teacher.
You're a school teacher?
Yeah, I'm at an arts school, an
Art.
amazing school in Winter Haven, where my son is also a student, which is pretty cool.
So this is for kids, or is it like,
Yes, yes. It's kindergarten through eighth grade,
so you,
and
what do you like teach exactly?
yes, I'm a reading and math support teacher. Oh my gosh, I hate to even show this off. I don't even want to show this off.
Do that.
I don't even want to show this off. But anywho,
Well,
going
you
back to that
can be a
night,
musician.
you know, that night it's funny because I didn't even want to go to that because Keenan and Kel, I knew they had the Good Burger movie that had just come out that
Yeah.
summer. It came out summer '97. But at the time, as a 17-year-old, Keenan and Kel and Nickelodeon, I mean, of course, I grew up on Nickelodeon, but at the time, like Keenan and Kel wasn't really on my radar. And I think it was a Friday night, and I didn't really want to go, but my whole class was going, and they're like, "Robert, you got to go, and Robert, you have to be there, and Robert, they're
Yeah.
going to discover you, and you have to." Da, 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 da. So,
They're hoping they're
in
gonna
one of
discover you and just see you and be like, hey, you need to go to the
right,
show, like, or whatever. That's cool.
yeah, so it was a big deal. Universal sent a charter bus, this really nice bus out to pick us up, and from the high school to Universal at the time, um, I mean, we were probably 30 miles or less, and back then traffic wasn't as bad like it is today. So it didn't take us a whole long to get there, but they treated us like VIPs. I'm so glad that I went, especially now
Which is the
looking
best
back
too.
at how special that was.
Yeah.
But for a 17-year-old on a Friday night to go to a kid's taping of a show, whatever.
I would be blown away. I'd be blown away doing it now.
Oh, I'm so glad that I did it. And another thing, Eric, I'm really glad about is my mom insisted I take a disposable camera with me. And I did, and I was just taking photos for fun. But I'm so glad I did that because if
Oh
it wasn't
yeah.
for that, it was like this whole thing
Sure.
almost didn't even happen.
No, I
Well,
know. And you could have got like some autograph on like a napkin, but it's like,
yeah, right.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because they had the Nick magazine back then. I think they gave us all one. Or I remember them being out on the bus or something. But anyways, when we got to Nickelodeon Studios, which is now defunct, when we got there, man, they treated us like VIPs. They took us all behind the scenes, all over the soundstage, behind the scenes, meeting all the production people, and they took us up on the stage, and they were just amazing to us. And they put us right in the front. We're sitting in the studio audience. Keenan and Kel right there on the stage. They're interacting. They're just saying hello to us. It's all this really cool stuff. So in some of the photos, like if you look on my Facebook page, Eric, in one photo you see me and two friends, and me in the middle with my Jim Carrey face.
Okay. Let me try to
But
pull.
then in another photo, you'll see me and the Def Comedy Jam guy that would come out. He would come out like during breaks when they weren't recording, when they weren't taping, and he would try to warm up the crowd and hype us up. But this guy, it was right out of Nutty Professor, Eric, where
This
Dave
is,
Chappelle was roasting everyone in the crowd.
this is you.
Let me see here. Yes, that's right.
Is that you right
Okay,
there?
so right there. So now, Eric, in that photo, have a very Michael J thing going on there.
You do, man. You the
Thank
shirt,
you,
jeans, everything, the hair.
thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
bro.
So that guy, Eric, he's roasting us. I mean, he's coming out roasting
Got
us,
the
and
Chicago Bulls shirt. This guy,
yeah, he was from Def Comedy Jam.
really?
Yeah, and he was awesome, but he was.
These are so
I
cool.
didn't like some of my buddies who were there. I mean, he was, he was making fun of their unibrows or just making fun of them, And I was like,
Yeah.
it's like, all right. And I was like, I finally started retaliating some. I kind of pushed back a little bit in my Jim Carrey, persona, and we were going back and forth. Next thing you know, Eric, they give me a mic. I'm on the stage.
Really? In front of how many people?
Me and this guy going going back and forth. And my crew, my people, my classmates, my buddies, cheer me on. I mean,
Was this
Eric, if
on
someone would have
like
recorded
live
this, this
TV?
thing would have been insane.
This wasn't on TV.
No, no, I
This was
wish.
just
I
you
wish.
guys.
I thought for sure, I was like, someone's gonna, catch
Yeah,
this.
that's
But
crazy that wasn't being recorded.
oh man, if I'd give in, I'd give anything. So
What
this
happened?
guy he just lets me go off. He just lets me do whatever I want to do.
Okay.
So this is 97. So I loved the Cable Guy when it came out.
Who didn't?
I was a big Cable Guy fan because I love Jim. But so I did all this Cable Guy stuff. I did lines from the movie. I did "Don't You Want Somebody to Love." I did all this Jim Carrey Cable Guy stuff. I had people going crazy. Keenan and Kel stop. They come out. I mean, everyone's watching. And the Def Comedy Jam, he gives me his information. He's like, "Stay in touch with me," and all this amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And it's such an incredible night. I reached out to some people recently. I'm like, "Do you remember these things happening?" They're like, "Yes, yes, we still remember." But for some reason, like Eric, it just like we were immersed in so much awesomeness happening at the time. Like I didn't even think twice about like came home. Like it was just that not even a big deal that it even happened. And I lost the dude's info. And it was just, I was just thinking, man, if I would have actually capitalized on that, stayed in touch with that guy, if someone would have recorded me up there, like if that would have happened 10, 15 years later, you know what I mean? You would have caught this guy going off at the Nickel, on the Keaton and Kel show, doing all this Jim Carrey stuff. But it was an epic night. And looking back now, really special that I was a part of that, the taping of Keaton and Kel, and,
Wild.
I feel like their stock continues to go up. Kel Mitchell, who's been on SNL now for
Yeah.
forever. And, you think of Nickelodeon, you just think of the 90s and you think about
Yes.
such a special time. And then I was like, man, we were there. I didn't even want to be there. Like in one of those pictures, Eric, you can see me with like a kind of a look of like, kind
So
of
if
a,
I go home now, I'm tired, like that kind of.
yes, like,
Yeah.
right. It was like, okay, what's happening tomorrow? It was just like going through the motions because there were so many things happening at the time. But looking back, I'm like, man, that was really special that we were there. And, maybe I should have capitalized on that more. But for me, I would go to UCF, University of Central Florida. That's in Orlando, Eric. I would minor in film. I
Okay.
would still kind of dabble in a lot of that. One of my buddies would go on to be a really big time cinematographer. He's probably near you. Matter of fact, Eric, he
Ooh,
lost his house in the fires.
devastating.
Yeah. And he's pretty prominent. He's done a lot. He's done a lot. But I would do that, and then I would a girl I was crazy about in high school from a rival high school. She had already graduated, and she was in South Florida, so we were kind of dating, and then we got serious, and then it was she had a good job, and it was kind of like, hey, if we're gonna get together, because I was gonna go audition places, I was gonna travel and go. One thought was go to New York City and this and that, but my parents, Eric, were teachers. And so they were always, they were amazing parents, amazing life, amazing childhood. They had Disney stock, Eric. So we were at Disney all the time. Like going to Disney in Orlando was not, it was just like, it'd be like going to Walmart. It was just so like we'd go so frequently.
That's
And in
like
the
that
night,
here too. So I can relate
it,
on that. Yeah.
it was amazing because in the 90s, first of all, Eric, Disney in the 90s was probably the greatest ever.
It truly was. It
Oh
kind
my
of looked like
gosh.
a
It was just hit after hit, classic after classic, and it was just a great time.
totally.
But I mean, every weekend or even Friday after school, they'd have all these passes too. So it'd be like, okay, Robert, get one of your friends, and we're going to we're going to
Affordable
go to
then
Hollywood
too.
Studios, or we're going to go to Epcot or Disney every weekend.
Yeah.
So it was just like a part of your life that you kind of took for granted because you were just it was so frequent. But now I look back, I'm like, golly, that was special, really special. But anyways, after I graduated from UCF and I was dating Erica, now my wife of 21 years this week, it was
Nice.
kind of like, I got to look at something. I got to get something steady. And then, of course, my mom was like, well, hey, I can get you a teaching job if you want to try it. And then I tried it. I loved it. And here, now, been teaching now 20
Yeah.
plus years. And anyway, but it's crazy life, Eric, and you see now you're much younger than me, but man, life goes by fast, man.
It does. So I know you're full-time teaching, but what about,
Yes.
and I know you've kind of had this dream your whole life, sounds like, to be like an actor or movie. Is it
Yeah. Well, yeah.
you kind of doing that like on Instagram right now? Or is that just
Dabbling a
for
little bit.
fun, or
Now
is it
now it's
like
just I love just using that to connect with people, with similar interests and like minds. I It's funny now because even in my students, they think it's so cool. They think all this is great. They're all into they're curious. VHS and all this stuff. It's funny how I feel like VHS tapes are like back in a way.
they
It's
are?
like isn't that crazy? Because we all want our
Yeah.
little like you remember.
VHS? Of
You
course.
remember, yeah, you remember going to the video store, Eric, how special that was.
Oh, Blockbuster Hollywood Video, absolutely.
That was
Every
it
Friday
was
night.
everything. Yes. And you had to stick with those movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'd get
Even
like
good or bad, those are the ones you got.
yeah.
Where today it's you start something, forget it, I'll watch something else. But there's still, even with streaming, we're still so limited. There's still so much that is not even available. And I have a whole list of movies, Eric, of not streaming. It's like stuff I'm trying to find, and oh my gosh, it's not streaming either. And of course, the story of Cocoon, Eric. Like, how can Cocoon not be streaming? You know what I mean? You have this almost a near perfect, incredible movie. Not
Crazy.
so there's a lot out there that's not streaming, but I want to give a shout out to Tubi because I don't know who their producer is or their content person, but man, they put some deep cuts on Tubi and it's all free. But of course, there's ads. But anyways,
Whatever.
yeah. I mean, there's times today, Eric, where I wish there was a video store because I would just go zip over there and grab the tape.
There probably is here and there, right?
There are some, and there's a great one in Tampa, Viper Video, and I think there's probably some out by you, I would imagine.
Yeah, I never go, but I've seen some.
Yeah,
There's a
but I
few in
mean,
Burbank.
I feel like retro. See, and like I said, Eric, I've always kind of been retro. I've always, even when DVD was on the scene, and I love DVD, and then that was such a game changer
I
too.
gotta stick with the VHS.
That was, oh man, it was like, okay, I'm done with VHS now. I still hung on to a lot of my VHS, and yeah, so to this day, I've got VHS and DVD, I've got everything, and I'm kind of glad I hung on to a lot of it. But physical media, it's making a comeback. Or there's it's always going to be special to have it. I think on display or in your hands or in your collection.
Remember
You
you
know,
would go to someone's house and they would just have like these like kind of bookshelves full of them, and you're like, oh, you got all these, like, let's watch this tonight. Like, I think
yeah,
you have this movie. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? It's like stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
you used to
I
always
have
do
people that
that.
have they'd have a list of all their movies, and it's all okay. But yeah, I love.
Had like a list on paper.
Yeah, they'd have all like here's our movies. And when I was a kid, I had a little
Oh,
video store out of my room. But I had the privilege, Eric, of when I was 10 and 11. This is 90, 91, 92.
yeah.
My dad was a hardware store manager, just like Scott Howard,
Yeah, there we go.
but Harold Howard.
Yeah.
And right next door to the hardware store was a video store, and my dad had made arrangements for me to go in there, and to just rent movies indefinitely. But I became close with the people there, and they said, Robert, you can come in anytime and help us and take posters, take movies, come behind the counter, and then blah blah blah. So when I was 10, 11, and 12, in those summers I spent with my dad, a big chunk of those summers I was in the video store. And what a time, Eric, to be in a video store. 90, 91, 92, peak probably video store time.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
just, oh
Well,
my gosh, insane.
how
The
it come out
movies.
too.
Oh, and there were so many promotional things they would give me, and so many like posters and standees. Some I still have, some I wish I still had. I would have all kinds of promotional stuff. There's like the trifold things that would come out to promote the VHS screeners, the standees. Now over here, I have this was a video store standee for Back to the Future 3.
How long have you had that?
Well, I got it a couple years ago.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I haven't had it forever, but it's similar to one I used to have, and it's just a portion of it. But yeah, I got that recently, right down the road from where I live, and they hooked me up with a bunch of video store stuff. They had this store down the road that sells Disney stuff, and they acquired like a video store, like storage unit or something, and they let me come over, and I went through all this amazing stuff. They had incredible posters. Matter of fact, Eric, I can show you some. This was one that was they had
Yeah.
Teen Wolf 2, of course. These were all video store posters. Here we go, right there. Doc Hollywood.
Hollywood there.
Roadhouse there. Kingpin.
Dude,
These
what's
are all double sided too, so there's posters on the other side there too.
your favorite, best thing you have?
Oh man, that's tough. You
Tough one.
know, that Michael J. signed DeLorean over there is pretty
Yeah,
special. That's pretty special. But probably these Karate Kid figures, Eric, if you can see them, there's a glare
I can see it.
because these are the figures from the 80s.
Have you had
And
the 80s or did you buy them more recently?
well, the loose ones I have had, but these I acquired probably early 2000s on eBay. And that was back when you could get them pretty reasonably. Now they're pretty
Yeah,
sky high. But yeah, but to have Ralph sign on there,
so cool.
and I have two signed by Billy, by Johnny Lawrence. He signed two. Martin Cove signed two. And I just recently had Chosen, or UG sign
What's
his
that?
Chosen figure.
You've been
So
to the stuff
that's
like
pretty
they did?
special to me. Um, I still remember going to my friend's house in 86, 87, and his mom had ordered them from the Sears toy catalog.
No way.
So they were just waiting for him in a box, all of them. And I
That's
was and I was like, wow. I mean, to get something in the mail was so special then. Of course,
oh
now,
yeah.
it's every day you get a package at your
It's
doorstep. But
awesome.
then to get something like that was like unheard of. But
That's crazy.
Eric, you were born in 90. So
Yeah.
you missed how huge. I mean, Karate Kid was so huge in the 80s.
Dude,
So
I grew up in the San Fernando Valley,
yeah,
which is next to Reseda, which
yeah. Reseda, you're from Reseda. I'm from
yeah.
Reseda.
Well, I'm not from Reseda, but Reseda it was t 15 minutes away.
I got you.
And
Um,
Rowita too, where
yeah,
Fly House is. And it was funny, the first time I saw Back to the Future, I saw the house and I was just like, I know where that is. Like I'm like, my house looks like that. Like they all, it was like I know that's in the valley. So yeah, it was
yeah.
really cool. But I went to the Karate Kid house for the first time like recently.
The
I
Southern Seas
yeah,
apartment.
yeah. The apartment building.
Yeah, yeah. I've been there.
Yeah. I was just like, why haven't I been there? I was like, I need to go.
It's funny when I was there, I was like, it totally makes sense that a single mom would be there with her son.
Yeah,
That's
totally. It's just
that's
kind of
all. Yeah, because they're just moving. They're starting over,
that's how
and but those two movies are like pillars for my childhood and now
that
life.
movie came out 84, I think, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
what a huge year
84,
for movies. Yeah, 84, huge year for
80
movies.
Ghostbusters 2
Now,
it was 84.
Gremlins, Revenge of the Nerds, Police Academy,
Yeah,
Nightmare on Elm Street, Temple of Doom. Yeah, it
right.
was huge. Goonies. No, Goonies is this year.
Goonies was 85.
Yeah. All right. Goonies anniversary is this year.
Okay.
Goonies and Back to the Future, the two big ones in 85. And
Yeah,
then
and was there Rocky and or Rambo?
Yeah, you're right. Rocky
Rambo.
4 and Rambo 2 are 85.
Yeah,
And Teen Wolf 85.
that's right.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure 85.
I don't remember. 86? Can't remember.
Yeah, I feel
Close
like Pee
enough.
Wee. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but boy, just absolute magic and gold, and from 84 to 94 in those 10 years, it was just non and not just movies, Eric, TV, sports, toys, music, there's
Music.
something really
Yeah,
special going on.
it just was.
You're,
I just posted this a few days ago, but I just saw the Forrest Gump bench.
oh yeah, yeah, in Savannah.
Uh, well, I
Well, there was a couple of them made.
yeah, So one of them survived the recent fire,
Oh, okay, great.
but barely. Like it
Phew.
was all like it was like black and like falling apart, but it was still standing.
Wow.
I saw that and I was just like, whoa. And it was just like, yeah, it's like a true like test of time. Like,
Bobby
yeah,
Z, Robert
yeah,
Zemeckis. Just think about Zemeckis, Eric. I mean, the Back to the Future trilogy, Roger Rabbit.
yeah,
I mean, and that movie in and of itself,
yeah.
groundbreaking. Tom Hanks said it was probably the most challenging, complicated movie to make of all time.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Bob
He did
Gale
pass
did.
away recently too.
Oh
Terry.
man, and
Uh,
Roger Rabbit was so huge when it
yeah.
came out, and I feel like he doesn't get the love he deserves these days.
What's his name? I forgot his name.
Yes. You were just with him. The voice actor, Fletcher, Charles
Yeah,
Fleischer.
Charles Fletcher. Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I I like Roger Rabbit, but I was more just to go see him because he's Terry.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
was great. You did the side by side, right?
I did.
Dude, that
I was like, hey, bro, like I have. Can you just say I gotta put money on the Cubs? And he's just like, oh,
yeah.
okay. Like,
Money on the Cubbies. That was
but
awesome.
he was actually kind of shocked though. He's just like, you're here for Back to the Future, like. You want no Roger Rabbit? I'm like, no, like it's cool, but like Back to the Future, dude. Like, you know? And he's just like, okay, like he's like, I
That's
thought
awesome.
he was a Roger Rabbit fan. I'm like, yeah, but no, you know. But yeah,
That's so cool.
it's crazy. Yeah, because Christopher Lloyd was in that movie too.
That's right. Yeah, there's a big
Yeah,
Back to the Future presence, and Zemeckis had Bob Gale. I think maybe read the script or touch up the script or watch like a version that he was working on when he was putting it together. So I know Bob Gale was involved. He might not be in the credits, but did have a hand in some of the things that happened in Roger Rabbit.
yeah, there was a few other people in that was also in Back to the Future. I can't remember
Oh
who.
yeah, I'm sure.
Dean Cundy, maybe.
Oh yeah, legendary cinematographer.
Alan Silvestri probably was in it.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there's, yeah, because that movie came out the year before. I think that came out in 88,
Yeah, I believe you're right.
89.
Man, can you imagine pumping out Back to the Future, Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future 2, Back to the Future 3, and then Forrest Gump?
Yeah,
Sheesh.
guy did it well. And they came out with a new like Forrest Gump. Did you see that one?
No.
It was with Tom Hanks and I'm blanking on her name, but Jenny, the
Oh
actor.
yeah, Robin Wright. Yeah, and Zemeckis.
They made a movie recently, and it was
Yeah,
kind of like an off of that movie.
I need to see it then.
I need to too. I've heard it
It's
was,
funny. It's funny. If it would have come out 20 years ago, it would have been like a huge, big deal. You know, now it's like, what's this? Oh, okay.
dude, honestly, it's social media's taken over.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And there's good and bad, but you
I
know, but that's everything. You know, that's everything.
I think it's cooler because you could be like, oh, I don't need to have like an agent or to get discovered.
That's true.
I can just use my cell phone and make videos and you know,
I think Eric. I mean, YouTubers have they have like the influence of a studio. You know what I mean?
totally.
And you have now like most kids, they know YouTubers more than they know actors. You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely.
it's
And
like
YouTubers are
they
becoming
keep saying the movie star is gone. There is no movie star anymore.
well, now they're YouTubers as well. Like you'll see like there's
True.
actors that are like kind of pivoting and just doing YouTube channels and it's taking
Yeah, that
but
is so true. It's yeah. I mean, it's amazing that you think of all the people like if it wasn't for YouTube, what would they be doing? And you think of everything today. Now, I mean, it's amazing how it's bringing people together. And I think that there's a lot more positives and negatives because you're able to connect with people all over the world that have
it's insane.
similar interests. You know,
Do you have a channel or like a big channel?
YouTube.
Yeah.
I just put not really. I'm not really a YouTuber. I just put kind of nerdy stuff on there occasionally, but yeah, I'm not really. Maybe one day I'll push it a little harder, but I'm kind of right now, Eric. It's kind of like I'm just kind of having fun. You know what I mean? It's like when I feel inspired to do something, I kind of do it, but I'm cautious to get to where I feel like I gotta do it all the time, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe one day I would just
right?
laser beam focus on it.
Yeah, YouTube, I'm kind of new to it. I
Well,
think
you're gonna tear it up, man. If I know you, man, you're gonna tear it up,
thanks, dude. Yeah,
dude.
I'll like take that
You've done a lot in a very short amount of time, man. Because
one
I
year.
remember when you first came on the scene, I thought you were amazing, and the next thing I know, man, you blew up fast. I was like,
Thank
dude, and I loved everything you were doing from the beginning.
Yeah. My thing is just like I like to just like make videos and not kind of like just post like behind the scenes photos, which are amazing. But I was just like, why don't I just like kind of recreate them just on my phone? That's just
I
kind of my
Yeah,
whole.
I love everything you do, and I early on when
Yeah, dude, I think you were probably within my first like 500 followers.
I was a I was an early adopter of,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
I loved everything you're doing from the beginning, and it's been great to be there to see your rise, man. I feel like I've been with you all the way, and dude, sky's the limit, man. It's just, I mean, like,
It's-
the stuff that you're doing just blows my mind. I'm like, golly, I need to get out there.
Dude,
Jeez, it's like Back to the Future heaven, man. It's like a dream.
it really is. I'm actually very grateful that I have all that in my backyard, which is really cool. And I've met a lot of cool people like with the cars that really made it easier and more fun. But yeah, I mean, there's so
You're
many locations.
you're bringing people together, man.
Yeah,
You're gonna have like a Back to the Future army. I have a good buddy here in Orlando who does have a DeLorean, and he's probably connected with you, I would imagine.
is
But
it a clock or is it a time machine?
he's got I think it's like the part two DeLorean
So
because
he has all the stuff on it.
yes, and he
Yeah.
rents it out. Yeah.
What's his name?
Uh, Jim Sleeth. Hope he doesn't mind. Yeah, Jim Sleeth, and he works at Universal. He's been there forever.
I don't we might follow each other, but I not
All
off the
right, Eric, I gotta connect you with Jim Sleeth then. Jim, if you're watching this, connect with Eric.
Yeah.
Back
I'm
to the
happy to
Future
connect.
IG.
Yeah, that's me. I'm happy to connect with anyone. It's just kind of like what you're saying. It's just cool to just connect with fellow nerds and
I love that. I
it's
love
just
that.
yeah.
And I've had some amazing experiences from it and some amazing opportunities, and it's been incredible. And really, I just kind of think of myself as a nerd, as a fan, I love people too, and I love connecting with all walks of life
Yeah.
over this.
So you're
And
Blue mainly, and who else do you connected with?
well, me and Adam go way, way back.
You were
I've
saying
been
that like 08, 09 or something.
Yeah, and then Dewey, Sean, and I go back a couple of years, and now he's on a big rise, just like you. And also on Instagram, yeah, the '80s decade. That's Billy Rad. I he
Is that
inspi-
like a purple icon
It's the yeah, man, he's
profile?
huge.
Yeah, yeah,
Billy is huge, and he's kind of taken me under his wing a little bit. And David on VHS Revolution, I
yeah,
love him. I love
yeah,
working with.
yeah.
Yeah, I love those guys. They're
GIV,
Yes, I'm trying to.
Brendan Dennis.
Yes, yes.
You met him yet?
No, but love the Instagram page.
Yeah, yeah, he's great. And
Yeah,
there's
I
Video Bob.
yes, yeah.
I haven't met him.
I love yes, I love them all.
Yeah,
Um, of course, back to the '80s. That's Timmy, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. All of
Jeez,
them.
he's a legend, and I
Yeah.
love him. But I and I try to find. I'm always trying to find like other Instagrams like that don't that don't have a huge following. Try to connect with them and
Have
just
them,
push their stuff and
yeah.
everything. And
Have them grow because you have like what 5,000?
yeah, but you wonder. I mean, yeah, but
That's a lot.
well, thank you. But I want half are probably bots. Who knows? But
Half of them are bots. Yeah,
probably.
maybe, but I mean,
I've been very fortunate to have some other big time Instagrammers push my
yeah,
stuff, and So,
It's just
and
a good
that's
amount.
amazing. I love it only because it gives me a bigger reach to connect with people. Because I really, yeah, I mean, I'm really not doing it for anything other than connecting with people.
I mean,
Like
that's
you, Eric.
yeah, exactly. I mean, what else is there really to do? You just I started mine just as like an album. Like I didn't even think I was gonna do anything with it. I was just like, hey, I got a couple of these videos, a couple of these photos. I just kind of want to just put them somewhere, just so I can like, just as my own personal album. I didn't think I'd get. I thought maybe I'd get like 100, 200 followers just for whatever, but I didn't really think of anything of it. It was more like a storage place.
And now you got like an empire.
Yeah, I know. Came out of nowhere. All from an iPhone. I don't have any equipment. I don't know how to use anything. So next time I
Man, Eric,
want to
it's
get like a
amazing what you
drone.
do. Amazing what
Yeah.
you do, man. Incredible work.
Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, I thought even from the beginning, Eric, that you were very, very, and you are. I mean, high level editor, and dude, now you're big time social media influencer and connecting with some big people. And I'm glad that you connected with me, man. And thank you. I appreciate Eric. You've done a lot for me too, man. You've put me in the limelight, so I appreciate that.
Dude, I am always happy to help push other people's stuff. It's just why want to just push yourself the whole time? It's better to like grow with people, no matter what it is in life. You know what I
That's
mean?
true. Yeah, absolutely. And that's always been, even my parents, it was always about bringing people up and making people, trying to bring the best out of people. And, you got people that, have hard things going on in their lives. And
Seriously.
something, yeah, something as simple as sharing a post or connecting over a post could, make their whole day.
Dude, some of those videos are like that's kind of how my thought is like, oh, like that, like you're having a bad day, you're having a bad time, whatever. But it's like you see these videos, like that's really cool.
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
that
Exactly right.
seeing that
Exactly
movie
right.
in theaters, it's like,
Yes, it takes you back. It takes you right back
yeah,
to
man.
those great times. Another big Instagram, well, a big Instagrammer, and they're growing. They're growing on YouTube, and I love them as my buddy Joel, and he and Tyson they do the mom and pop video shop. I think Joel does the Instagram and the YouTube, and Tyson they do videos together. But check them out, Eric. Check out the mom and
Yeah,
pop video shop.
I think I that sounds very familiar. I've definitely seen them.
Yeah, they're great. They're
Yeah.
amazing. We're buddies. We're local. So with the mom and pop video shop and Dewey Sean, we're all connected. We're all friends. And Dewey's on a big rise, just like you. And so are the mom and pop video shop. They do these great retro reviews, and the videos are so cool. It's like watching it, on an old TV and stuff. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, Joel and
I
I
kind
just
of want
hung
to get a
out.
setup like that going.
Yes, yes,
Yeah. And two like the wood paneling walls and like,
yes, yes.
yeah, that'd be
My
kind of cool.
wife, who's a great sport. My wife is amazing.
Is she a
Um,
fan of this or is she just
yes, yes, because Eric, this room that you
yeah.
see, I've always had this. Even when I was growing up, even in the 80s, even in the 90s, my room, I had stuff like this always.
Like your bedroom.
Yes.
But
Very,
this is like your guest room office.
yeah, yes, yes,
Man cave is the word.
yes.
Yeah.
I've had this forever. So even in high school, even in college, even forever, I've always had this all the time. And so my wife's a really good sport. She just helped me. She kind of helped me like putting stuff in frames and making things a little more presentable. But she's been amazing. But she's let me put a 90s TV in our bedroom with a VCR and a laser display. We still have the HD TV, but she lets me have the retro
Yeah,
setup in the
both.
corner.
You can see the static and all that.
Yes, love
Yeah,
all that.
that's so
Um, yes, which is so cool.
yeah.
Um,
Cool, man.
I,
Well, I'll
I was going to show you my closet here. I don't know if you're ready for this.
yeah, let's see it.
Okay, here we go. You're probably not ready for this. Okay, I'm going to start on the
Dude, this
ground, maybe.
looks like a store.
Right? I start down here. Okay.
So I see Ghostbusters,
Yes,
Turtles,
cereal.
and you have like multiple of them too.
Yes, yes,
It looks like it's like a store.
yes. That's right. Kind of like that. see what
Maybe
else I
I
have.
have like a Robby retro store, but I'm sure you don't want to part ways.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe one day. Okay.
Yeah,
So this poster, Eric, is
yeah,
from when the movie came out. I got it at Walmart back in the day. It was either like Walmart or Toys R Us. This is
that's
official
cool, dude.
1990 right there. And there's
Oh, you
Mary.
have the disc in it too.
Yes, the disc is signed by Mary Steenburgen, but the lighting is.
I
Can you
see
kind of
that. Yeah, I can see that.
you can kind of make out the signature, kind of, sorta.
And Tom Wilson signed the other one.
Yeah, and he signed that to Eric and
Dude,
I in 2002 in Orlando.
that's incredible.
Oh, two. And that, by the way, there we are, two.
Look at him.
Yeah,
Great, dude.
2002, man, right there. And of
Man,
course, Michael J. He's amazing. So,
that's
our
more.
son is Keaton, named after Michael J.
Did you tell him that?
Oh yeah, it was amazing. It's like,
That's all.
it's like Michael. I was like, Michael, I love you. You're my hero. We met a couple of times. Like, oh yeah, and I was like, this is our son Keaton. He's named after you. He's like, oh, that's so great. He's like, hey Keaton. I mean, it was so cool.
You do a good imitation of him.
Thank you. I mean, I've been doing it all my life because it's like
Yeah.
ingrained in me. So let me see here. What else do I have you might appreciate? Comic books down here. Try to keep it somewhat,
No, they were
kind of
like,
keep it somewhat organized and everything.
what's like a dream you've always wanted to do? Like, have you always wanted to like ride the skateboard down the hill or like something like that?
I mean, yeah, of course. I'd love to yeah, I've had some pretty cool things happen there. I've got to hang with Ralph Macchio a lot. And when he was in Florida, when he was in Tampa, I got to hang with him thanks to his great manager. Thanks to Tony. So hanging with Ralph Macchio was like amazing.
Is
But if
that
I ever had a chance to
Florida
just
too?
hang, if I if I if I could just hang with Michael J. Fox, like even just like a lunch,
Oh
or
yeah.
or even Jim Carrey, a lunch with Jim Carrey would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
You know,
All those.
this
That's
is Dan Aykroyd here. Sign that. Dan Aykroyd's super cool, by the way.
that's incredible.
Um,
Hey, you can't ever part ways with this stuff.
that Vanilla Ice box, you can't see it, Eric, but it's
Yeah.
signed by Vanilla Ice there.
So cool.
Love Magnum.
Yeah. Look at those cups.
Yes.
Batmobile.
Yes, and up there, that's Pizza Hut Rocketeer.
Dude, that's sick, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, John Claude.
Yeah.
You don't see much with John Claude on it.
Ever. Teen Wolf.
Yes. This is a shout out to my buddy. Well, um, great Instagrammer, Karate Kid Remco, or Karate Kid. He makes the custom Karate Kid figures, but my buddy got one for me and gave it to me. My buddy August Kane gave that to me. This is a Terry Silver figure, and the packaging is just like the '80s packaging.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, got Fievel down here.
Look at those Simpsons.
Yeah, Burger King. This
Dude,
was kind of neat, Eric. You might appreciate this. This was a Back to the Future Playmobil. This was an advent calendar.
it's a calendar?
Yeah, it was an advent calendar. There's like cool Playmobil stuff in here.
Wow.
It was all kinds of Playmobil like figures and stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm sure anything else you might appreciate. I mean, if you ever come over here, Eric, you ever
Dude, I
make it to
will.
Central Florida, we'll just dig through all this stuff.
You have the train there.
Absolutely. We'll
I,
go through all
I'd
the
love to
laser
see that
discs.
train.
Yes. Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Here we go.
I mean, you got a time machine, Eric. You got all the time in the world.
Isn't that
We got
great?
laser discs down here.
Airhead.
Of course, getting ready for that Turtles. Getting ready for
Yeah.
the Turtles 35th anniversary.
Look at that.
Yeah, man, this was another game changer movie for me.
Dude, that's so cool.
I would say, Back to the Future is probably my all time. Back to
Same.
the Future is probably number one.
Definitely number one for me.
Karate Kid is way up there. Karate Kid 1 and 2 I watched on loop. Teen Wolf I watched on loop. Batman 89 was very, very special.
That's a good one.
Batman 89 and then Turtles 1990 was, I mean, those are movies you're leaving the theater, you're finishing them, you're watching them, and you're just pumped.
You're like,
You
let's
just
do that again.
it's like, man, you're just on a high,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, you want to, right? You want to see it again. You want the
Yeah.
merchandise. You want the soundtrack. You want to be a part of your life. You know,
Those are
it's
so,
like it's like you have a relationship with this movie.
dude, incredible.
So that's 35th anniversary. I'm sure there's other Instagrammers, Eric, I'm leaving out, and I feel bad because there's so many great ones that I've connected with, and I'm gonna feel bad not mentioning them at the moment. But
Well,
I'm
on the
grateful
next
for you.
one. No? Yeah,
I,
man.
I'm
Absolutely.
grateful for you, buddy. Jake on Sunset. I wanted to mention him.
Take on Sunset.
Yeah, are you connected with Jake?
I don't think
You
so.
guys need to link up because Jake.
Jake on Sunset.
Yes, he's over at the Whiskey a Go Go. You need to connect with Jake, Eric.
Let me see
Right
them.
now, Jake, connect with Eric. Yeah, you would love Jake. He's just like us, and he's probably more like your age, but he'll post pics of his room like in the '90s, and it
Yeah.
was just like this too. He's a big Jake is a big Corey Haim guy.
Okay. Just followed him.
Yes, thank you, Jake. Connect
Ah,
with Eric, Back to the
absolutely.
Future IG. So here's
You're almost at 6,000. You
well,
got, you're at,
dude? What are you? You're like at 50,000.
yeah, but dude, 5,000 is really hard to get. I think
Well,
the
thank
average
you.
person probably has like two, 300.
I can't take any credit. A lot of that is just thanks to other Instagrammers like you, just sharing,
Yeah,
putting me out there.
you got it, man. Well,
I
cool, man.
appreciate it.
Well, I'm gonna hop off out of here.
Yeah, man.
Good chatting with you. Stay on for a second though.
Eric, man, I consider you a good friend. I consider you my Back to the Future my West Coast Back to the Future retro brother.
Dude, you too, man. Let me
And I want to say, man, I love everything you're doing.